Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Lockett in the Czech Republic, round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. It's the MXGP of the Czech Republic. We're at the Serpentine circuit here in Lockett, about 2 hours west of Prague, the capital, just over the German border. This is the beautiful town of Lockett itself, just down in the valley below this magnificent, picturesque circuit that winds its way up and down through the valleys of the hillside. MXGP Race 1 is up next, 30 minutes plus 2 laps, and it is Tim Geiter who arrives here well in control of the MXGP World Championship. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Paul Malin. Welcome to Lockett here. 23 degrees out on track at the moment, significantly cooler than it has been for the last few days, where we've been in the mid-30s. But the circuit here, hard pack and slick in places, a little bit of loose dirt on top that's been freshly watered. And the riders here will find this circuit just under 1,600 meters long. Bit of a challenge because you need a lot of throttle control, there's a lot of off-cambers, a lot of slick patches out on the racetrack. But before we go anywhere, let's take a look behind the scenes at Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, shall we?
After a great season last year and the great results I'm doing this year, KTM and myself, we get to meet and talk about the future. I feel very comfortable in Team Carly, the Red Bull KTM Factory Racing structure, and it's very important to have this family feeling, and that's why we decided to keep on working together and staying in Europe, moving to the 450 class in case I win this year the MX2 title.
Of course, to have Jorge on the team is a big pleasure because he's a very nice guy. He's the most talented we have at the moment. If everything goes well, it's going to be also a contender, you know, for the title. This is nice. It makes us more motivated to do a better season together and try to win races.
Tony for me is a big brother and Jorge for me is a small brother. We are always together during the day, you know, we spend time together and we have fun together. We have a really good relationship in the work but also outside.
Jorge came to the team much younger than Tony, and this was a winning combination for both of them. Davide gave me strong support on this. He's becoming more and more involved, and with a young rider like Jorge, it really is making a difference. The people surrounding me must be positive, united and enthusiastic. This is very important.
The family atmosphere in the team is really, really important. We say always that's the secret.
It was very important to me to move to the Team Carly. It's very important also for the future. For sure, they have a lot of experience with Tony. I'm also very lucky to have him as a teammate. He's very important for me to have a guy like him at the track every day for training that I can learn and I can have him as a reference.
We always train together, and if he's faster than me, I will not apply too much resistance, you know. If I really see he's you know, better, he can go for the title, better than me, I can be there, you know, also to help him to win.
It's not going to be so easy to stay with Tony. I'm kidding. For sure, it's going to be okay. We are fine together. I stay with him daily. We are a great family, and we want the best for each other.
With Tony, there's a relationship that goes beyond the sport. I've always felt like giving him suggestions to try to be a fatherly figure for him. But of course, replacing a rider like Tony is a hard task. Not only as a rider, for his achievements and consistency, but mostly for his honesty that he has always demonstrated. We'll move forward and hope that in the future he will still be close to the team.
My main goal is to be champion again, so I will do everything it takes to be 100% and try to go for the title.
The Slovenian fans have arrived in full voice and full noise, bringing their rocket flares with them as well. But before we go anywhere, MXGP Race 1 just around the corner. Let's catch up with a couple of riders. The standing construct KTM rider Ivo Monticelli and Monster Energy Kawasaki Racing Team's Tommy Searle.
Okay, we're on the start for the MXGP first race of the day. Now, I'd like to speak to Tommy Searle. Firstly, you're making the debut in the KRT family this weekend. Just tell us how that opportunity came about.
Their other two riders got injured, and then most other Kawasaki riders were injured as well, so I think I was the only one left there to choose from, really.
Don't underestimate yourself, Tommy. Come on.
No, I mean, it's a great opportunity for me. I'm really happy. I've been there. I actually haven't done much on the bike because I broke my ribs, and so I went to test, and then we didn't test because, yeah, I couldn't. So I've just done 2 days on the bike before this, but I'm feeling confident. They can't do enough for me, and the bike's a lot easier to ride than the one I was on before. You know, just throughout the race, you feel everything comes a lot easier on that bike. So I didn't expect the result I got yesterday or the times I was doing, and if I can have another day like that, I'll be over the moon.
Well, actually, I know you were totally buzzing after yesterday, weren't you? P6, was it? The best qualifying result of the year so far. So clearly you do have, despite your rib injury, a good feeling with the bike.
Yeah, I do have a good feeling with the bike. I don't have a good feeling at the minute just riding. So I was quite surprised with the result, but it was a lot easier riding that bike in those conditions. Normally I can go fast for a few laps and I start making a few mistakes, but that one, the race come to me and it was, yeah, it came quite easy. So if I can have another day like that today, then yeah, I'll be really happy. I think it's the start's really important, so that's my goal, to get a good start and just ride smooth, be safe, and have a good race.
Also, have you dyed your hair as well?
No, I don't know why you keep saying that.
It just looks darker to me. Okay, best of luck, Tommy. Thank you. Okay, the next rider I have with me is standing construct KTM's Ivo Monticelli. Again, just to talk about qualifying yesterday, quite a tough race. I know you got caught up in the first corner crash. Then you tried to improve, move forward, and you crashed again. It was a tough one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a really tough race yesterday. I have a good start because I was like in top 3, top 5 for sure in the first turn, but I brake too hard and yes, I slide and I crash. And the other rider catch me, so I have the bike completely destroyed, but just try to come back, crash again, so... You know, I just finished 27, but today looking good because I really like the track. I feel good, so we try to do our best.
Well, it is a new day today, and looking at the track, there are some hard, choppy bumps forming out there. How's it changed from yesterday?
You know, it's a sketchy track. You know, there's big bumpy and also sharp. So it's not changed a lot from yesterday. Now the weather is better, it's more cold, so they put less water, and I think it's going to be good for the race.
Have a great race. Thanks, Ivo. Good luck there to Ivo and Tommy and all the guys here on the grid. It's time for MXGP Race 1.
Ale hodně se to vyrovnalo, to máš pravdu. Tak a máme tady první zahřívací kolečko ve třídě MXGP a pojďme se podívat. Tady je Roman.
Here's how the riders stand coming into round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Czech Republic here in Lockett. Tim Geiser, 173 points clear of Jeremy Seewer. Tony Cairoli just 7 points further back, out for the season, as we know. So another 12 back is Onno Tonis. Then Paul Ann in 5th. Jasikonis, Koldenhoff, Van Horbeek, Pauls Jonas, and Roman Fevre running out the top 10. Right, if you didn't see it yesterday, here's what happened in the MXGP qualifying race. Tim Geiser thought he made a great jump, but over to his left was Jeremy Seewer, as two of the standing contract KTMs went down. Anstey and Monticelli both involved in that. Jasikonis in there as well as Lupino. As seen from Tommy Searle, who came through that first corner and around about 7th place, just alongside the 34 of Misha Boydewal on the Hutton Metals Yamaha. Tonis was ahead of Searle at this stage. But look at the rocks flying up as they head up the plateau into turn 2, 3. Siwa led though. Geiser was briefly second, but Fevre jumped into second on the downhill at the first opportunity. Koldenoff was right there in fourth on the third of the standing construct KTMs, the one that remained on two wheels through the first few corners. Tonus was in fourth, Searle was in fifth as they headed uphill for the first time. Siwa and Fevre, though, continued to battle at the head of the field for Monster Energy Yamaha, under the watchful eye of Geiser for Team HRC. And the two riders were pushing the envelope a little bit. In the end, Siwa just said, OK, you want it, you can have it. And on lap 3, the lead changed. Fevre took over from his teammate. And from there, he just controlled his throttle and kept his emotions in check as he started to pull clear. Geiser, though, was in third position. He'd been told to focus on his lines, but then he slipped a lap later. From that third place, Koldenoff went through in fourth. Tonus also found a way by. Suddenly, Geiser was in fifth place. Van Horebeke just behind him in sixth for Honda SR Motor Blues. Arno Tonus wasted no time, literally disposing of Koldenoff at the bottom of the hill. He moved up into fourth with 3 laps to go. Then Tommy Searle also found his way past Koldenoff in the latter stages of the race. And you can hear him just shouting there, just letting him know that he was there. Paulin also followed through, not here, but through the next left. Just asserted his authority. And the Monster Energy Wilbo Yamaha rider followed Tommy Searle through. Those two eventually came home in 6th and 7th. Koldenoff was 8th, but it was a 4th qualifying race win for Roman Fevre from Siwa and Geiser. So Jeremy Siwa then, second in the championship. When he finished second in 2016 in MX2, he finished with 625 points, 732 a year later when he finished second again. He's currently second now in MXGP, and after 12 Grand Prix, he has 365 points. Here's how the top 5 look coming into round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. Tim Geiser on 538. He's had 8 wins, 11 podiums. 3 podiums for Jeremy Siwa, 6 for Tony Cairoli, of course. He will not add to that. And then 6 podiums for Arno Tonus. Gauthier Paulin also has his fair share, 4 podiums as well. All third place finishes for the Frenchman. Fans from far and wide have made the trip here to Lockett this weekend. Very popular circuit in terms of what you can see, and in terms of the beauty aspect of everything around it as well, apart from the racing. But here's how the riders line up based on their qualifying race yesterday. Fevre on pole for the first time, and it's a Monster Energy Yamaha 1-2 for the first time this year. Siwa second, Geiser third, Tonus fourth, Van Horebeke fifth, Searle, Paulin, Koldenoff, Jonas and Jasikonis. Jasikonis did very well to get through from that first turn crash on that Rockstar Energy Husqvarna. Simpson, good to see him back. He was 11th for RFX KTM, powered by PAR Homes. Good start for Davide De Bortoli as well. The Italian started in 8th, actually, before fading back to 17th. So maybe we'll see a new name circulating in and around the front part of the group in the early stages of this race. Tim Geiser, Team HRC, looking as focused as always. He'll be hoping to minimize the mistake that he made yesterday. As Arno Tonus, Monster Energy Wilbo Yamaha, well, he's been looking at a 7th podium for the season. Fantastic crowd, great atmosphere in here as well. We've had all weekend. Of course, they're all a little bit quiet over there at the moment, but Roman Fevre, he went to the line first for the 4th time this year, his 4th pole position on the number 461 machine. Gauthier Paulin and AJ Arminas Jasikonis, the Lithuanian, will line up together. There is Siwa, second in qualifying yesterday. Gauthier Paulin, teammate to Tonus. Tonus finished 4th, Paulin finished 7th. Almost ready, I think, to go racing here. MXGP Race 1. The Fly Racing 15-second board goes up. 30 minutes plus 2 laps. This is round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Czech Republic. And we're at the Serpentine Circuit here at Lockett. Everyone on their feet as we get ready to go racing for the first time for MXGP. Who will it be that grabs that all-important foxhole shot? It's about 80 meters down into turn 1. Over on the right side, and Monticelli gets a good jump from the right. But it's going to be Siwa, and Geiser is in there behind him. Fevre again comes out in second. And Paulin with the orange gloves is there in fourth position. Third place. He runs Geiser up the bank at the first opportunity. So fourth, fifth, sixth. In fact, both HRC guys are right there as well. Fifth and sixth. Brian Boger's in amongst the action just behind his teammate as we hit the finish line here on this opening lap. Siwa and Fevre lead the way. Paulin is third. Geiser, Boger's, Koldenhoff, Tixier. And then Simpson, Lupino, Jasikonis, Bernardini, Strybos, Toner, Zaragoza, Anstey, DeWaal, Charlier, Searle and Brulikov. There your top 20. Van Horbeke in 23rd as Geiser has a moment cresting the hill up towards pit lane. Anthony Rodriguez for Boss GP Kawasaki. Not a good start for him in 28th place, just behind Tano Leo. But up front it is the two Monster Energy Yamahas, just like it was yesterday. Jeremy Siwa, Romain Fevre and Geiser, in fact, pretty identical to the start that we had yesterday. Gauthier Paulin, though, he'll welcome the fourth place here on the opening lap. Can he go with Geiser and the two Yamahas ahead of him? Boger's in fifth place. Koldenhoff in sixth. Tixier, he's been passed already by Jonas. So Jonas now 7, Tixier 8, Simpson 9, Jasikonis 10, Lupino in 11. Siwa trying to go defensive. His teammate just wants to get by. And that's what he said yesterday. I just wanted to go, go, go. And once he did, he was able to control the race, Romain Fevre. But Tim Geiser hoping just to get the first couple of laps out of the way and let the racetrack come to him. Tight turn there for Fevre. Double, triple here for the MXGP guys. Fevre, though, opting to go double-double through that wave section. Working our way towards the end of the first lap. See how it shapes up. Siwa for sure, your race leader. Fevre second. Geiser third, Paulin fourth, Boger's fifth, Jasikonis up to sixth on the first lap, Tixier 7, Jonas 8, Simpson is in 9, a mistake there from Siwa, and that would have put Fevre off ever so slightly, but the two Yamahas up front, Michele Rinaldi will be loving that, so too with the whole of that Rinaldi setup. As Fevre looks to dive down the inside, but he'll just cut right and then to the inside. These two have about 2 seconds over Geiser at the moment. Bernardini 10, Lupino is in 11th for Gavin Van Venrooy Kawasaki. Toner's 12th, Anstey 13th. JWR Yamaha's Strybos is next in 13th place. And then Van Horbeke, Brulikov, Thomas Wysotsky, Tom Cock and Glenn Koldenhoff. So Koldenhoff made a good start, but then he has problems. Fevre takes advantage of a mistake from Siwa this time, about 200 metres earlier than where he took the lead in the qualifying race yesterday. So it starts from here, cuts to the inside, he goes wide at the bottom of the hill. Siwa tries to get on the gas, but just didn't pick up for him. And then that slingshot momentum from Fevre really paid off. And before the end of the second lap, Fevre is your new leader. Geiser just coming into view there in third, Team HRC. Jeremy Siwa just in the first turn, just lighting up the back end a little bit too much, both legs off the side of the bike. But it hasn't stopped him getting his head down, going after a potential race win. First of all, though, he needs to get back into the front. He's only got 25.5 minutes in which to do that, though. There's Paulin in the background, and then Boger's. And Geiser lucky to get through the first turn, though, at the start of the race. Watch this second turn. He got parked at the bank by Paulin. Paulin right behind him still. So Fevre, fastest lap of the race, that time of 48.8. Paulin sandwiched between the two HRC boys of Geiser and Boger's. in the high visibility Fox gear. Must be a bit of a trend at the moment because Paulin with the high vis gloves as well. Tell which one is the Monster Wilvo Yamaha riding, tell them apart. Where is the number 4, Tonus? He's been pushed down. He was 11th. He's now been passed by Anstey and Van Horebeke. So Tonus not having a great first race here. AJ, Arminas Jasikonis, though, is in 6th place on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna in white. Going after Bogus. Fans getting animated as they go through. And they're obviously going to be Geyser fans, the majority of them. There's Jonas. So Jonas up to 8th. He's found his way past the VHR, KTM, and of Jordi Tixier, and Jasikonis has found his way past Brian Bogus. So AJ up to 5th place now. Jasikonis set the fastest first sector that time around as well. Here's how he did it. Bogus made a mistake, turn 2. So now that he's got clear track, Arminas Jasikonis just here. Can he go after Paulin and Geyser? Can he get himself into the top 3? Well, he was quick enough yesterday. There's Van Horebeke, Anstey and Bernardini, Tonus. So that gap for that bottle there, Bernardini 10, Van Horebeke 11, Anstey 12, Tonus 13, Strybos 14. So Van Horebeke and Anstey both going by Bernardini. Bernardini now 12th. There's Tonus 13th. His teammate under attack here from the 27. With Arminas Jasikonis of Lithuania, flags flying to his right as he launches downhill. Just feel that this race is just settling down at the moment. Everybody just trying to figure out the ground conditions. Probably perfect actually for this place. Hard rock underneath, loose shale on top, square edge bumps all over the place. But it's still Febvre who leads for Monster Energy Yamaha. Loves these hard, slick surfaces. Siwa getting closed in now by Geyser. Febvre sets another fastest lap of the race, a 48.4. Siwa 49.3, 49.1, fastest lap of his race for Tim Geyser. Then there's about 3 seconds further back, and then you've got these two here, Paulin and Jasikonis, fighting over 4th place. AJ's done well to get onto the rear wheel of the Frenchman. Couldn't even see him in this shot last time around. So Paulin a 50.9, 49.4 for Jasikonis that time around. So AJ feeling at home at this circuit here in Loket, in the Czech Republic. Meanwhile, Jeremy Siwa second on the number 91. Geyser cuts to the inside, makes a bobble as well as he looked to get on the gas. Came in a little bit too hot, just parked himself upright. Here's where Geyser fell yesterday in the qualifying race. Just lost the front going in, mid-turn. Picked himself up though. No problems, rejoined the race. Ended up finishing in 3rd. Alessandro Lupino is up past Brilikov into 16th place. So the Van Venrooy Kawasaki returning from injury recently. He has been riding in Italy. Well, a bit short there for Geyser. Didn't get anywhere near the height that he needed to. Saw how high Siwa was ahead of him. And again, short there. Just making 1 or 2 little errors at the moment. Tim Geyser. Five laps complete. So we're into lap 6. 13th round of the FIM Motocross World Championship here. The MXGP of Czech Republic at Lockett. Roman Fevre leads by 2 seconds. Jeremy Seawer is second. Geiser third. Paulin 4. Jessiconis 5. Brian Bogus here, though, coming towards us. The second Team HRC Honda rider under attack in 6th place from Paul's Jonas on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, who launches downhill but comes up short into this off-cambered right. Very slick. Behind them, Jordi Tixier, VHR KTM, and then Sean Simpson and Jeremy Van Hoorbeek. Simpson on the RFX KTM, powered by PAR Homes, and Van Hoorbeek on the satellite Honda SR Motor Blues machine. Bogus doing well inside the top 6 at the moment, right up at the sharp end, but Jessiconis going after Paulin. Good line, right over on the right-hand side. Not smooth, but not as choppy. Managed to get the power down on that Husqvarna, number 27. And I think Jonas has found his way past Bogus. Just saw them in the background and just before that. So the two Huskies together. Jessiconis in 5th and Jonas now 6th. Paulin got his hands full. Good job he's got big hands as well, because Jessiconis is a big guy. He dwarfs that 450 Husky. I mean, Paulin is also tall, but not as broad. 6 laps complete. Fevre still 2 seconds clear of his teammate. The Yamaha 1-2 at the moment. Geiser about 1.6 seconds behind in 3rd, and Paulin here just broken free from Jessiconis at the moment. Not too much. Does enable him to breathe ever so slightly. Jonas in 6th. What was his time? He was a 10th quicker than his teammate. AJ here, number 27, second rider in shot. Are we going to see him join the party and make it a 3-way for 4th position, where he's a bit too far back at the moment, right at the top end of the screen. Jessiconis, he was... Normally you commit to the outside there. He tried to cut to the inside, but he wasn't anticipating Paulin just to cut across a little bit sooner. Had to hit the brakes and stand it up, and then lost a little bit of ground. Watch this. Comes in hot. Paulin turns, beats him to it. AJ on the brakes, has to run wide as a result of that. Right, Bogus now under attack from the 911 VHR KTM of Jordi Tixier. Former MX2 champion Jordi Tixier. Had a tough couple of years with rides and injuries and one thing or another, but put himself back on the map with victory for Team France at the Monster Energy Motocross of Nations at Redbud last year. And we hope that that would just be a nice platform for him to pick himself back up, but missed a couple rounds, both the Italian rounds actually earlier this year. He didn't score in either race in Portugal. And he's down in 20th place in the championship at the moment. Anstey has found his way past Simpson, up to 10th now for the standing construct KTM. So 7 laps done, 16 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Fevre now 1.9 seconds clear of his teammate Seawer. The gap is coming away, and coming down, because Seawer just chipping away at his French teammate. Geiser is still 3rd, Paulin 4th, Jessiconis 5th, Jonas 6th, Bogus 7th, but how much longer, because he is under attack here from the 911 on that KTM. Behind him, of course, that is Jordi Tixier. Van Hoorbeek about 2 seconds further back. Then we've got Anstey now in 10th, Simpson 11th, Tonas is in 12th place. Not where we expected the Swiss rider to be. You would have thought the hard, slick conditions here would have favoured him right down to the ground. Kevin Strybos for JWR Yamaha is in 16th place. Tommy Searle, Monster Energy KRT, just healing broken ribs. He's in 14th, ahead of Sema Brilikov, Glenn Koldenhoff, Samuele Bernardini for Guidanelli Racing Yamaha. 18th is now Tenno Leop, 19th Tom Cock, Lapino out of the points for some reason. Monticelli now taking over 20th place, so more problems for the Italian on the opening lap. Jonas getting closer to his teammate? I think he is. It's almost as if Jessiconis has just got caught idolising Gauthier Paulin and forgotten how to pass, but give you the gaps in a moment. Fevre, Siwa, Geiser separated by 4.5 seconds, the top 3 riders. Paulin a 150.2, Jessiconis a 50.3, Jonas a 50.1. Still a couple of seconds in it between the two Huskies. Giacomo Garibaldi on the right, team owner, Team HRC, Garibaldi Racing, of course. Keeping an eye on his man here, who is 173 points clear, where he was at the top of the championship. He'll lose 2 points to Jeremy Siwa here at the moment, so that'll put him down at 171 as we go into race 2. Manuel Volpato, mechanic to this guy, your race leader, Romain Fevre. So far this year in MXGP, race wins have come from Tim Geiser, Tony Cairoli, Jeffrey Hurlings and Romain Fevre. Fevre picking up the win in race 1 at Palembang, when he was victorious in race 2 that day. So going after his 2nd race win of the season, Romain Fevre. Jeremy Siwa keeping his teammate honest as well. Here is Arno Tonas. So the Monster Energy Wilbo Yamaha rider having a hard time of it here. 4th in qualifying yesterday. He would have expected more. But depending on the start that he had, of course. Got Sean Simpson just ahead of him. So Sean Simpson, RFX KTM, powered by PAR Homes. Back on a bike the last couple of weeks. Arno Tonas, so what was his lap time this time around? Let's have a look. Simpson at 11. 149.5, his fastest of the race. Tonas also 59.3. So just chipping away at Sean Simpson at the moment. In fact, everybody from 10, 11, 12 and 13 all putting in their fastest laps this time around on lap 9. Romain Fevre, meanwhile, 2.4 seconds clear of his teammate Siwa, with 12.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Arno Tonas going after Sean Simpson. He's got the Scot right in his sights. You can only assume that the number 4 didn't make the best start, and he's having to work his way through the field. Got himself right on the rear wheel of Simpson as they charge down to the bottom end of the circuit. This is for 11th place, and you would have to assume at the moment that that 7th podium of the year for Arno Tonas will not happen here at Lockett in the Czech Republic. Simpson has missed a couple of rounds through injury, of course. Didn't go to the 2 Asian rounds. He missed Russia, Latvia and Germany as well. So Simpson, 16th in the championship chase. So he'll move up a position with this 11th place here in race 1. Simpson up into turn 1 on the number 24, the lead rider in this shot. Meanwhile, coming back downhill, Romain Fevre. And his teammate now separated by 3 seconds. Geiser 1.5 seconds further back for HRC. Past pit lane for the 11th time for Romain Fevre. Siwa still not able to relax here though, is he? 1st and 2nd in qualifying yesterday, Romain Fevre, Jeremy Siwa. First time that happened this year. Are they going to bring it home? 1st and 2nd in the race this weekend. Siwa yet to finish in 2nd position. He's been 3rd a handful of times. Three podiums, all 3rd overall as well, don't forget. Tim Geiser with 10 minutes to go. Is he looking interested again? He knows that if Romain Fevre in this kind of form, leading the way, if he is to stand on the top step, Tim Geiser, he needs to at least get to second position, because if there's the opportunity where roles are reversed, then of course he will be able to take the win, but he needs to find his way past Siwa in order to do that, and then hope that he gets a good start and can win race 2 later on this afternoon. Seven wins in a row. Tim Geiser hoping to make it 8. But does have 8 wins for the season. The most he's ever scored, incidentally. He's closing in on Siwa, and only another 10th chipped away, but it's visible over a series of laps. Here's 4th and 5th. Paulin and Jasikonis. AJ goes to the inside. Simpson, well, he did get passed by Tonus momentarily, but Simpson has found his way back past the Swiss rider. And they're about to come over the line any moment now. Anstey in 10th, Simpson 11th, Tonus in 12th. About 2 seconds further back. Meanwhile, here's Gauthier Paulin. Monster Energy Wilvo, Yamaha, teammate to Tonus. He's in 4th. Ominous Jasikonis in 5th, and Paul Jonas has managed to bridge that gap to his teammate. So are we going to see a change in positions for the two Huskies? Still not close enough at this stage with 8.5 minutes plus 2 to go, but up on the text around the outside of that bank turn. Good line that from AJ. Right, here's Tonus. Might explain why he has lost a little bit of ground. Because he messed up at the bottom of the hill, parked it, had to straighten himself up. Stalled the engine as well, did he? No, he just needed to get corrected, get it in the right gear. Gives you an indication of how steep that uphill climb is there when you have to have that much correction. Geiser will gain ground on Siwa. He couldn't get over the triple, Geiser did, and all of a sudden, Siwa under attack here, and so is that Yamaha 1-2. As Geiser drifts his way into that right-hander at the top of the hill. Siwa, a 150.6, lost 6/10 to Geiser. Fevre now 4.4 seconds clear of his teammate, already up the hill, past pit lane. See those edges just starting to appear, look. Always gets choppy down there past pit lane and into this right-hander that drops away. Anstey up to 9th, Simpson up to 10, Tixier down to 11. 12 because Tonus has gone through, Searle has gone through. So Tixier's made a mistake. So after 12 laps, this is how it looks now then. Romain Fevre 4.4 seconds clear of these two. Jeremy Siwa and Tim Geiser. Paulin about 5 seconds further back is in 4th place. Jasikonis 5th, Jonas 6th, Van Horbik 7th, Bogus 8th, Max Anstey now 9th, Sean Simpson 10th, Tonus 11th, Tommy Searle 12th, Kevin Strybos 13th, Brylikov 14th, Koldenov 15th, Leok 16, Monticelli 17, Tom Koch 18, Bernardini 19, Anthony Rodriguez for Boss GP Kawasaki in 20th place. Just trying to find his feet again, back in MXGP, hasn't been riding the outdoor series in the US where he did the Supercross Championship. Opportunity came, but it's obviously a new bike for him, new team, new everything. 450 as well, adapting to that. This time Siwa does triple his way into turn 2. But with 6 minutes plus 2 to go, Geiser keeps asking the questions. We've got yellows on the downside here. That might be where Jordi Tixier fell. It was a KTM and he was dropping down the leaderboard. So Tixier's bike looks like it's gone into the fence on that step down on the run towards the finish. As the marshals wrestle to try and break it free. Gap coming down again at the lead, at the head of the field. There's Fevre, bottom of the hill. 3.7, it was 4.4 a lap ago. These two starting to turn up the pace. A 50.9 for Fevre, 50.2 and a 49.9 for Geiser. Geiser just biding his time, getting ready to pounce. Nicely done that from Geiser. Lands on the bank, turns it nice and tight on that step up. No ruts, carves his own line. Fevre just past the back marker through that corner. Will he maintain that gap of 3.7 seconds though at the end of lap 14? Geiser fans up on their feet on the hill as Siwa comes into land. Almost lands into the back of the back marker, the 5.55, I think, was it? 5.95, Cedric Grobben, I think that was. Uphill, 4 minutes to go. Riders will see that on the clock as they approach the finish line as well. See the difference in lines there. Inside, slower going in, but maybe slightly quicker coming out. AJ not done with Paulan yet either. That marker needs to be mindful of the fact that these guys are coming through. Already we've seen Fevre, Siwa and Geiser go through. Just needs to keep himself out of the way. And Geiser does go through, and Siwa responds immediately. Tries to run Geiser wide. There was a back marker in the way there as well. That's probably why Geiser went wide. Siwa tried to take the opportunity. And another mistake at the bottom of the hill there. So all of a sudden, we have the two Yamaha split by the Honda rider with Geiser, who looks like he's going after the win here as well. He was 3.9 seconds down on Fevre at the start of this lap 15. There's Fevre going away in the opposite direction. Just the body language all of a sudden seems to have gone up a notch here for Geiser. Has he left his charge too late though? Knows you have to be easy on the gas in these hard slick sections. And there's Fevre, and all of a sudden fans on their feet, they sense a Slovenian victory here in MXGP Race 1. There's Geiser, and there's Fevre just out of sight. Looking good for Geiser at the moment. It was 3.9 between first and third. Geiser is now second, and the gap is 2.9, a 50.5, a full second gained by Geiser that time around. We've got 2 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Are we going to get a grandstand finish here in MXGP Race 1? Fevre, Geiser, Siwa, Paulan and Jessica is your top 5. Jeremy Siwa, number 91, Monster Energy Yamaha, doing his best to keep this guy, Tim Geiser, in his line of sight. But Geiser now looking to break free from the Swiss Yamaha rider and go after the guy over on the left-hand side, Romain Fevre, who's pretty much led from lap 2. Oh, we're going to see a twist in the tail here. Keep an eye on the split time. Sector 1, 32.2, 32.9 for Fevre and Geiser. So losing 7/10 to the Frenchman. 23.9, 24.8, losing a bit more ground there. Depends what happens in the next 2 sectors on the run towards the finish line. Fevre will be mindful now that Geiser has got into second position. Just needs to maintain his focus. 27.2, 27.1, so only a 10th pull back there. Fevre already out of sight here, out of turn 2. Geiser lands, almost seat bounces his way through, not much takeoff at all. Fevre over the line, 16 laps complete, a 49.4 for him. Tim Geiser over the line for the 16th time, a 150.3. Yeah, so a massive amount of time lost in the first couple of sectors. Despite making up a little bit of ground over the second two, he's now 3.8 seconds down. It was 1.9 going into lap 16. We're now on lap 17. So 3 laps to go. MXGP race 1 here. Round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Czech Republic here at Lockett. Fevre has led every single lap, almost, apart from the one that his teammate led from the start. Geiser's been there or thereabouts. He ran up the bank going through turn 2 on the first lap by Gauthier Paulin. Paulin came out third, and Geiser was able to come out fourth ahead of his teammate, Brian Bogus, who's now slipped down to 9. But that's such a neat line there from Geiser. And Siwa just latched onto it there as well. Yeah, Fevre. He's away with this one. Getting ready to take the 2-lap board in a handful of corners time. Oh, slight wobble there from Geiser. Got on the gas, back end came around, didn't want to dig in, behave. Jonathan Bengtson keeps out of way there. Watch this, Geiser on the gas, back end just lit out. Here he is, though, entering the penultimate lap. Tim Geiser. 4.4 seconds down on Fevre. Siwa there third. Paulin still fourth, still about a second clear. In fact, Paulin closing in on Siwa ever so slightly. Has been over the last few laps. So Siwa still can't afford to relax here if he wants to maintain a top 3 race finish to give himself the best possibility of getting on the podium at the end of the weekend here for the 4th time this season. Oh, Gauthier Paulin knew he'd made a mistake. He had to commit to the outside as a result of that. And AJ was there, ready to pounce. Bottom end of the circuit. Oh, back markers coming in. Well, there's Davide De Bartoli. He was good in qualifying yesterday. Started 7th and eventually came home in 17th place, but ran up front for a few laps. Outside of the points, though, here in race 1. Geiser, Siwa, Paulin, Jasikonis there, number 27. 3rd, 4th. 5th, Geiser just ahead of him. Starting to tighten up. Squeaky bum time for Jeremy Siwa. Fevre has been solid though, hasn't he? Good in qualifying yesterday, equally impressive today. Got one more lap though. About 1 minute 49.50 between him and the checkered flag. 150.8 that time around. Doing everything right. 4 seconds he has over Geiser, top of the hill there. Then Siwa. Can he go after second? Or is the threat from Paulin going to be very, very real? We know that Paulin will charge right to the very end. We saw it when he ran down the inside of Max Anstey in Germany. 2-3 corners to go to get the podium position there that day for 3rd overall. Siwa goes to the outside, Paulin cuts to the inside. AJ letting these two get on with it here because Jasikonis not throwing in the towel, but he's just lost a little bit of ground. It's going to be difficult for him to make that up, barring a mistake from these two. Here is Paulin. Can he dig deep? One last push. Likewise for Jeremy Siwa. Can he just do enough to maintain that 3rd place? Geiser eventually got himself into 2nd position, but by then Fevre was already a couple seconds clear. That gap had gone out to 4 before the start of the lap, but you can see Romain Fevre just backing it off. a slight bobble there for Geiser as well in that bottom right-hander. Just dug it a little bit too deep. Easy on the gas there. You have to be through this right here. But the run towards the finish line then, any moment now. Can't win them all, Tim. Slovenian fans just a little bit detuned, devocalized, if there is such a word. But Romain Febvre gives himself a good shake of the head as he drops downhill. He takes his second race win of the year. He wins race 1 here at Lockett in the Czech Republic. Geiser second, Seewer third, Paulan fourth, and Jasikonis will come home in 5th. Here's Paulan in 6th. Pauls Jonas in 6th place. And then Van Horebeke, Anstey, Bogus, and Tonus should round out the top 10. A couple of back markers going through. There is the Jerry man, Van Horebeke in 7th for Honda SR Motor Blues. Next, Max Anstey, number 99. Here's Arno Tonus and Sean Simpson. These two over the line, 10th and 11th. And then Tommy Searle coming home in 12th place. So the first race then won by Romain Febvre. We're just bringing the rest of the guys over the line. We've got 15th. Almost everybody in the top 20 is through. I think 17 people finished on the same lap. That takes us down to Tano Leok, Tom Cock, Samuele Bernardini, Anthony Rodriguez, all getting laps here, 18th, 19th and 20th. Give you official confirmation any moment after we've caught up with our race 1 winner, Romain Febvre, who takes his second race win of the year for Monster Energy Yamaha. Here he is with Lisa Leyland.
Romain Febvre, congratulations. Smiles all around. A solid first race. You did everything right to get your second race win of the season.
Yeah, really happy about it. I had a good start, second, and then behind my teammate again, one more time. So I passed him quickly, and then yeah, he was following me. They was not far, like 2-3 seconds, but I was comfortable. I was not. I didn't feel pressure from them so much. So I was. Yeah, trying to find some new lines because I feel some parts of the track I was slower. So make it happen and then yeah, leave the gap to 3 seconds with Geiser. So yeah, really happy about it. Now a second moto and hopefully for a good weekend at the end.
Good luck for the second race.
Hoping for a good weekend, Romain Febvre. Well, he's halfway there. He's picked up a victory in race 1, but he hasn't won a Grand Prix since Saint-Jean-d'Angely 2016. That'll take his tally to 13 if he wins here this weekend, but still a long way to go because the lap time's very, very similar between Febvre, Geiser, Seewer, Paulan, maybe even Jasikonis, so it's going to be crucial for a good start. And if Romain Febvre can do that in race 2, well, take a brave man to bet against him. Official confirmation coming up then. MXGP race 1. Romain Febvre, your winner. Tim Geiser second. Jeremy Seewer third. Gauthier Paulan fourth. Arminas Jasikonis, Pauls Jonas, Jeremy Van Horebeke and Max Anstey. Brian Boger's 9 and Arno Tonus 10. Sean Simpson was 11, ahead of Tommy Searle, Glenn Koldenoff, Kevin Strybos, Sever Brulikov and Ivo Monticelli. Tano Lock, Tom Cock in the points for the first time this weekend. Bernardini and Rodriguez. Championship now looks like this. Geiser on 560. Seewer on 385, so loses 2 points. So that gap now 175 between those two. Paulan up to third. Cairoli fourth. Tonus fifth, so he slips a position. Jasikonis sixth. Koldenoff, Van Horebeke, Jonas and Febvre remains 10th. Anstey up to 11th though. Obviously DeSalle absent. Monticelli up a place as well. Take a look at some of the highlights then from MXGP Race 1, shall we? Going to keep an eye on Tonus there, got squeezed in the middle. That's probably why he had a bad start. and he ran it out right at the back. Look, banging bars with Tommy Searle. Looks like it was one of the Yamahas of Siwa or Fevre with the foxhole shot, but certainly coming out of turn 2. Geiser getting squeezed by Paulin up into the bank, but managed to keep it on 2 wheels in 4th place, just ahead of his teammate. But then he quickly dived down the inside of the Frenchman into 3rd and went after Siwa and Fevre. Koldenhoff slipped down on the first lap. He was in about 5th place, 6th position in the early stages, but this time Fevre was able to go by his teammate Siwa quicker than he did yesterday in the qualifying race. AJ found his way past Brian Bogus to move into 5th. And then Paulin and Jasikonis battled over 4th for the entire race. Jordi Tixier, well, he was running up there just behind Brian Bogus as they battled over sort of 6th, 7th place. But up front, Geiser was just starting to close in on Jeremy Siwa. Tonus doing his best to pick up positions. Eventually he went after Sean Simpson and then made a mistake. This was Anstey up the inside of Bogus. Anstey eventually came home in 8th place. Bogus was 9th. That was Geiser going past Siwa for 2nd. Siwa tried to react but couldn't force the issue, couldn't force Geiser wide either. Latter stages, Siwa was coming under attack from Paulin and Jasikonis in that battle for 3rd place. But in the end, Romain Fevre was just too good. He cruised to victory in the end. His 2nd race win of the year. Geiser, Siwa, Paulin, Jasikonis, your top 5. Let's take a look at the foxhole shot, shall we? It was definitely a Yamaha, but which one? Jeremy Siwa, look, held a nice tight line, coming out through the turn, takes his 2nd foxhole shot of the season then. His first one came in race 2 in Semarang, so back-to-back foxhole shots now for the Monster Energy Yamaha rider. Tony Cairoli still leads the way though on 8, Geiser on 6, Tonus on 3. Siwa now next with 2, then it's his teammate Fevre, then Lieber, Herlings and Koldenhoff. So while the track gets prepared for MX2 and MXGP Race 2, let's take a look at some of the best moments from MXGP Race 1. That's all for now. Join us in an hour when we return to Lockett in the Czech Republic for MX2 and MXGP Race 2. We'll see you then. Bye for now.